Thanks for joining us here at Enjoy the View Travel, and welcome to the channel. This week's View on Travel Season 2 starts now. Well, we are officially 14 days away to sail away on Celebrity Ascent, so that's 2 weeks. Super excited. I'm sure next week I'll just be giddy as all get out, but I was able to pull together my outfits last weekend. Now, I still need to narrow things down just a little bit so that I can pack everything in one suitcase. And I'm going to try and get that finished this weekend. We'll see how that goes. But next week is all about getting those little details taken care of before I leave town. So I have my haircut scheduled for Wednesday, pedicure next Saturday. I've got prescriptions I need to get refilled this week. So all of those little things that need to be taken care of. And then when I get my prescriptions refilled, then I can go ahead and fill up my little individual medication organizer that I have. And then I'm going to share with you when I get our medicine organizer. When I get that done, I'm going to share that with you guys and show you how that ended up. So that is what I've been doing this week to get prepared for our countdown to Celebrity Ascent. And when we see you next week on this week's View on Travel, we will be officially 1 week away. So the excitement is really going to be building. Now, I will tell you, I'm slightly nervous, and here's why. We have the possibility for some winter weather to come in that week. So, yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't, because I am driving to the airport and we're parking at the airport this time, which we have not done in the past. And so this girl would prefer not to have to drive on snow or ice or anything else for that matter. I want it to be nice and calm and dry for this drive. So, I mean, I can drive to the airport. That's fine. That's, I've done it plenty of times. But, yeah, I don't want to do it in winter weather. So I'm hoping right now, my weather app says that the weather is going to be fine. But someone that I follow on Facebook says that we have the opportunity, and it does include our state in that, for winter weather that week. So we'll keep an eye on the weather over the next 2 weeks and see how it's going to pan out. So anyway, let's get on with the rest of this week's View on Travel. So I've seen more and more people talking about being scared to fly. Completely understandable. I'd be lying if I told you I'm not a little bit nervous about our upcoming flights. With the recent increase in aviation incidents and crashes, it's normal for people to see an increase in anxiety over flying. Some people have anxiety when nothing is reported over flying. So here's my take on flying. So incidences and crashes, they happen. They just do. Car crashes happen, and it doesn't keep us from driving. If we had not seen the increased reports on media, social media, all the things, would you even be considering thinking twice about flying? That's my question to you. So when the DC accident happened, my mom was like, maybe we should change our flight, because we fly into Reagan National when we are coming back. And I told her, I said, if this hadn't happened, would you have thought twice about flying into that airport? And she said, no. And I said, well, there's your answer. Okay. So again, would you have thought twice without this increased media on flying incidents and the crashes that have happened recently? No, probably not. So Paul, my husband, he's normally a nervous flyer. And when we're going to fly anywhere, he goes to see his doctor and he gets something to take to help with the anxiety, which is something a lot of people do. For me, my anxiety is the taking off and the landing part. Luckily, that is the smallest part of the flight. But that is my biggest anxiety, and more so the landing than taking off. The landing is my big, and of course, that's where the most incidents happen, is in the landing portion of that. So just like with the Delta crash that happened last week. So my hope is that all of these recent incidents and crashes that have happened are not going to keep people from flying, and that they will continue to enjoy their life and travel the world and have vacations and things like that. And some of those do require that you fly. And so I hope that's not going to deter that. So I'd also like to acknowledge, last week's incident with the Delta crash in Toronto. I've watched several pilots analyze the landing, and they've talked about aviation safety. And I have to tell you that has really made me feel better about the whole incident. The fact that all of these people walked away is amazing. And I just think that it goes to show how much or how far they have come with aviation safety over the years. So definitely shout out to all the pilots and all of the flight crew and the stewardesses and stewards who are on the plane to help with our safety and make our flight more enjoyable and comfortable. We thank you so much for everything that you do to get us from point A to point B safely. Make sure that you thank them. I am sure that is a job that they don't get thanked a whole lot. So when you're exiting the plane, that's a really good time to thank them for what they have done and what they continue to do. I'm sure at this point that all of you have seen at least one video that was taken by passengers from the Delta crash this past week. With just about everybody having a phone these days, and they all have the capability of recording video. So, do you think that people should record videos in these cases? So, some of the things to think about. Could the video come in handy during an investigation? Something you recorded could be used to help in some way. Is it an invasion of privacy for those that are getting recorded in the process? So for example, if you're recording and somebody is seriously injured, or they are possibly dying, or maybe they've already died and you're recording that, is that an invasion of their privacy? Shouldn't your primary goal be getting yourself and others to safety? So I thought, let's have a poll. So you can answer this question below in the comments here on YouTube. And the question is, should you be recording an emergency landing of a plane? So here are your choices. A, no, you should not be recording, get to safety. B, yes, record what you want to. Or C, help others first and then record. So I will give you the results of this poll in our next episode. So go in and give your comment below of what you would do or what you think people should do in this case. So as you're starting to make your plans for 2025 and 2026, here is a date that you want to keep in mind. America's 250th anniversary is July 4th, 2026. So you have to think that travel to historic sites is going to increase next year as we celebrate this 250th anniversary. So if you're wanting to take part in these celebrations, I would start planning that now. You can drop by enjoytheviewtravel.com, send me a request for information. I'd love to help you plan your next trip. Exciting news for kids. Universal Kids Resort is going to open in 2026 in Frisco, Texas. It's going to have themed lands and a 300-room hotel. It's designed for younger kids. Some of the themed areas are going to include a Shrek area, Jurassic World, Trolls, Minions, SpongeBob, and Gabby's Dollhouse. So I can tell you right now that this would be heaven for my kindergarten students in my class. So parents, start planning. Let me know if I can help you in the planning for this Universal Kids Resort adventure. Well, there she is, Legend of the Seas. This is the third in the Icon class for Royal Caribbean. She is going to debut in 2026, summer of 2026, and you can officially start booking now. So if you're interested in information about her inaugural sailings, contact me at enjoytheviewtravel.com for more details. Happy National Margarita Day! I know that this is my mom's drink of choice. I'm not a huge margarita fan, but it will do in a pinch. What about you? Do you like margaritas? What kind? On the rocks? Frozen? Also, what is your first drink of vacation for you? Like whether you are on a cruise or you at a resort, what are you going to order first? Let us know in the comments below here on YouTube. And if you like this content, find that this week's view on travel is helpful, please consider hitting the like and share button and the notification bell so you don't miss our next episodes. And thank you so much, as this helps to grow our channel. Travel to Europe is looking to be busy again this summer, like it always is, but possibly not to places that you would think of. So when we think about European travel, we think of those big cities, London, Paris, Rome. However, visitors are increasingly shifting to more off-the-beaten-path destinations, and that's really responding to the industry's request to help with the overcrowding in their very popular cities. So, based on travel that's already been booked for the summer, so that's including June, July, and August, for European destinations, the area with the most growth is Slovenia. Who would have thought that, right? They are up 473%. That's amazing. I mean, that is a huge jump for them. So a number of other European destinations have had increased sales as well, including Croatia, Malta, Turkey, Austria, Czech Republic, and Hungary. And they are all up by triple digits. That's amazing. It really is. And then Montenegro and Germany are seeing double-digit growth. So we're seeing growth all over Europe, which is fabulous, because London and Paris and Rome, they're not the only places to visit, okay? Santorini is not the only place to visit. So if you're thinking about going to one of these really major cities, think about traveling a little further out. Also, due to extreme heat they've had in Europe in the past couple of summers, a lot of travelers are choosing cooler destinations. So we're seeing summer bookings increase also for Scandinavia, Iceland, Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. They are all up around 263%. Again, triple digits. This is pretty amazing, you guys. Demand is also growing for river cruises, which offers travelers the chance to visit those less touristy destinations over the course of their itinerary. So, my question to you is, where would you like to visit in Europe off the beaten path? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, it's Travel Deal of the Week time. I decided to do something a little bit different this time, and it's more of like an excursion type thing. So if you're planning a trip to Honolulu in the near future, there's a new experience that you might want to try out. It's called the Explore Ride, and it is a new interactive tour bus experience that's launched in Honolulu. So if you're headed to Honolulu, think about giving this a try. It's a 45-minute ride, and it takes a 6.4-mile loop around Waikiki and Diamond Head, while passengers interact with this virtual environment through a cross-reality headset. So it's going to blend real life landscapes and digital environments. They do operate 6 times a day. It's available for ages 7 and older. Prices are $48 for ages 7 to 11, $68 for 12 years and older, and currently they're running a 50% off special until mid-March. So if you are heading there anytime soon, it would make a great deal. All right, travel tip of the week, money, money, money. It is a smart idea to take some cash with you. I'm not saying take all cash with you. Cards are a great, an easy way to do things, but it is smart to have some cash with you because you just never know when you're going to need it. If you want to buy a souvenir somewhere and it's a little stand and they only accept cash. I know not a lot of places do that anymore, but there still are some. So you want to think about that. How much do you want to take? I don't know. Are you just buying souvenirs? Are you going to be eating food too? Are you paying for excursions? Those are some things to think about. Also, are you going to another country? Do they accept US dollars or do you need to get some of their currency? What's the conversion rate? I'm going to say that I have learned by listening to some other travelers that typically the ATMs in other countries have a better conversion rate than what it does at our banks here in the US. But then there's the whole, well, I got to find an ATM. Is there going to be an ATM to where I'm going to be that I'll have access to? I can't answer that question. So to me, it's a lot less of a hassle to just go ahead and do it at my bank. And that's if your bank offers that service. Not all banks offer that service. You might have to go to a different bank in town. And then if you are not a customer of that bank, they, one, may not do the conversion for you, or 2, they may charge you a fee since you're not one of their customers. So those are some other things to think about. So it does require just a little bit of research on your part, and then you really, really have to think about and plan, how much should I take? I typically try to take more than what I'm going to use, just in case if something were to come up and I have that extra. When I went back in 1998 on my trip to London, that's one of the things that I did. I went to my bank and I got pounds because that's mostly where I was going to be, was in London. So I got, I don't remember how much I got, but I took quite a bit because I was going to be gone for a month. So I took enough that would, kind of do me until I got back. I also took American dollars with me because you could go, and they had places, typically I'm wanting to say at the train stations, where you could go in and you can convert your money. And I don't remember if that was a better conversion rate because I wasn't thinking about that back then. But there are places, should be places that you can convert your money, or you could go into a bank in that country. But then again, is it a holiday for them? Is it a weekend? Those things you have to think about. So I hope everybody has enjoyed this week's View on Travel. And until next time, enjoy the view. Thank you for watching this week's View on Travel. Be sure to visit us at enjoytheviewtravel.com. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss our next episode.